Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for 23 ABC News at 5. I'm Jessica Harrington. Tonight's top stories. It's official. President Trump is heading to Bakersfield. What details White House officials are releasing tonight about the president's planned visit next week. And a look at how the county is preparing for Super Tuesday, which is less than 3 weeks away. Will everything needed for the California primary be ready for voters in time? Allison?
And we are tracking above seasonal temperatures continuing throughout the weekend, but we will be seeing an increase in winds. I'll let you know what that means for your President's Day weekend when 23 ABC News at 5 starts right now.
From downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 5 starts now.
Good evening. We begin tonight with the official announcement that President Donald Trump is planning a visit to Bakersfield next week. According to the White House, the president will be here on Wednesday, February 19th. 23 ABC's Tori Cooper joins us in the Live Center tonight on the plans for the president's visit to California. Tori?
Yes, Jessica, according to that White House official, the president plans to travel next week to California, Nevada, Arizona, and Colorado. But this is his first trip out west since the State of the Union address.
The last time a president paid a visit to Bakersfield was back in 2012, when former President Barack Obama passed through La Paz near Kern to dedicate a monument to the late United Farm Workers Union co-founder Cesar Chavez. And now Kern County farmers are taking center stage once again, but this time in the eyes of President Trump. House officials telling 23 ABC News the president plans to visit Bakersfield this coming Wednesday, February 19th. Kern County will be one of the president's many stops on the West Coast. The others include Nevada, Arizona, and Colorado. It's still unclear where the president's official stops will be in Bakersfield. But the president will join House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy to speak with farmers in the Central Valley about efforts to improve the supply and delivery of water in California and other western states. But before coming to Bakersfield, the president will meet with members of the LA 28 Olympic Committee in Los Angeles on Tuesday for an update on their efforts to prepare for the 2028 Summer Olympic Games. And on Thursday, the president will deliver remarks at the Hope for Prisoners graduation ceremony at the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police headquarters, where he will also discuss his administration's efforts to provide previously incarcerated Americans with second chances.
Now, we are still waiting to hear from White House officials on how many farmers will get to meet with President and where that will take place. Now, we did reach out to the Kern County Farm Bureau Executive Director to get a better idea about the answers farmers are hoping to walk away with from this meeting. Now, if you are a local farmer and you are watching this right now at home and you have a question you would like answered by the Commander-in-Chief, send us an email at news@KERO so we can share your concerns on our platforms as well. But for now, live in studio, I'm Tori Cooper for 23 ABC News, connecting you.
And an itinerary has not yet been released for the president's visit. So as soon as we learn more details about his schedule and where exactly he will be visiting California, we will keep you updated here on air at our website, turn223.com, and of course on our 23 ABC Facebook page and our free mobile and tablet app. Meanwhile, local Congressman and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy said during a press conference today that President Trump did not interfere in the criminal case of his former associate Roger Stone. 4 career justice prosecutors recommended a 7 to 9 year prison sentence for Stone after he was convicted by a jury of witness tampering, lying to Congress, and obstructing a congressional investigation into Russia interference in the 2016 election. Hours after an unhappy tweet from the president, senior Justice Department officials recommended a lesser sentence, but leaving specifics up to the judge. McCarthy distanced the president from the decision by the Justice Department, saying it was reached before President Trump publicly weighed in on that matter.
The answer to your question is no, the president is not interfering, because if you listen to the Department of Justice, they made the decision before the tweet ever went out.
Congressional Democrats, including Speaker Nancy Pelosi, have called for an investigation into whether President Trump attempted to influence the Justice Department's involvement in the case. Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell saying Congress should not rule out the possibility of impeaching Attorney General William Barr. President Trump responded in a tweet and called the initial recommendation, quote, horrible, and he praised the lesser sentence recommendation. Pelosi argued President Trump, who was acquitted of impeachment charges just last week, had abused his power. Today, 23 ABC's investigative team continues to look into the reason why information on the local county measures that are on the ballot for the March election have been left out from the county website and why some residents still don't have a local voter guide. 23 ABC's Leslie Gooden spoke with the Kern County Election Department. She joins us in the live center with what she found out. Leslie?
Yes, good evening. After our story aired last night about the county not having accessible information on our local election measures that are on the March ballot, the Elections Department reached out to us again. And I was able to speak with the Registrar of Voters, who says the delay of information is due to a change within its department.
As we've reported, California's primary election is less than 3 weeks away and will be part of Super Tuesday. But here in Kern County, the Elections Department tells 23 ABC printed information about local measures is not on the Kern election website. Those measures included the controversial marijuana measures D and E, school bond measures, and Wasco and McFarland measures A, B, and C. This information is usually sent out with the mail ballot or is online. But according to Mary Bedard, Registrar of Voters, there is a delay due to staffing changes at the department.
Well, we lost our top 4 elections employees. They retired at the end of 2019. So they, between them, had about 120 years of election experience. So, the staff we've got is very good, but, they are much less experienced than the staff we've had in past years.
Bedard also adds that the office delayed the sample ballots to ensure that the information they put out is correct. When asked how many ballots have they received back without receiving information from the elections office, she says about 2,000 voters have already submitted their ballots. And for those individuals, those ballots are final.
By law, the first ballot in is the first ballot counted, so they would always, that's the only ballot that will count in this election. And I trust that most voters would not have voted if they didn't have that information, if they didn't already know how they wanted to vote on those measures and had that information from someplace else.
According to the Registrar of Voters and the Secretary of State's office, there is no legal requirement that the sample ballot go out before the vote by mail or that it must be included online. Bedard says that an audio version with the measures information and candidate statements are available online.
And do you expect to put in any more information online and detailed about the different local measures in addition to the audio?
Our website doesn't accommodate the requirements for having ADA accessible information out there in print, and so we're not able to put our actual sample ballot out on our website at this point until we can get an upgrade to our website. But that's not going to happen before the March election.
She adds that the information was mailed out on the 11th, and people should receive the sample ballot sometime this week or early next week.
Despite the delay, the elections office says they are ready for Super Tuesday, but can always use additional poll workers. Meantime, we have compiled information on our local measures from reliable election sources and put them on our website, turn23.com. For now, in studio, Leslie Gooden, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
And of course, 23 ABC will continue to provide information to help you make an informed decision on Super Tuesday. The California primary is set for March 3rd, and we'll have all the information you need on national and local candidates, propositions, and measures on our website, turn23.com.
Kern County felt those calm and warm conditions for yet another afternoon. Bakersfield is at 69 degrees right now, and those temperatures across the region are the same or a little bit warmer than what we were feeling this time yesterday. So not only are we seeing those clear skies, but also tracking dry conditions. So I do want to point out that the Sierras have not seen significant precipitation since late January, and the latest drought monitor report did come out, so that yellow color that you're seeing on your screen is abnormally dry, and that's going to be the case for most of Kern County. But we are seeing a portion up near the Lake Isabella area that is now at that moderate drought conditions, and we are not tracking significant rainfall here in Kern County, at least for the foreseeable future. So that's something that we will be continuing to track, hopefully going to be seeing some rain by the end of the month. But let's talk about temperatures. As you are planning your evening, we're going to be seeing some high thin clouds passing throughout the region, and we will be dropping down to those low 50s by 10 p.m. But I have more details on what you can expect for your Valentine's Day coming up next.
A Kern County jury has found a man guilty of 2 counts of murder in the 2016 shooting deaths of his mother and stepfather. We do have file video from previous court proceedings and of the crime scene. Now, the jury returned the verdicts against Derek Connell in Kern County Superior Court today. He was found guilty of first-degree murder of his stepfather and guilty of second-degree murder for the death of his mother. The verdict follows a 2-week trial where the prosecution said the 33-year-old gunned down the 2 victims at their Southwest Bakersfield home, while the defense argued Connell killed his stepfather after the other man shot and killed his mother. Connell's sentencing has been scheduled for March 12th. New details tonight. Authorities announced this afternoon that the body of 6-year-old Faye Sweatlick has been found. It comes after a significant police presence this morning in the South Carolina neighborhood where Sweatlick disappeared. Investigators were also spotted going through trash cans in the same area. The case is being treated as a homicide. Authorities also announced the body of a man was found during the search. That person has not been identified at this time, and it's unclear if the 2 deaths are connected. Sweatlick was reported missing on Monday. When a natural disaster hits Kern County, do you know what safety measures to take? In less than 30 minutes, Taft will be holding an emergency preparedness meeting so you know what actions to take to keep you and your family safe. That meeting begins at 5:30 at 500 Cascade Place in Taft. Those who attend the meeting will be going over emergency response protocols and information on Kern County emergency response teams.